NEDA convener and Assam Health and Finance Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma is on a crucial visit to Kohima to meet with Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio and Leader of Opposition in the state T.R. Zeliang. Well, Sarma arrived at the Liri helipad just a short while back and is heading to the Chief Minister Nephew Rio's residence. The visit comes barely days after Leader of Opposition T.R. Zeliang attended a joint press conference with Chief Minister Nephew Rio on the Naga Peace Talks. Sarma has been entrusted by the centre to assist in clearing the deadlock in the peace process after the NSCNIM had hardened its stand on the contentious demands of a separate flag and separate constitution. It is to be noted here that Sarma had recently met with representatives of various Naga stakeholder organizations in Guwahati over the peace talks. Sarma and Union Home Minister Amit Shah have also called upon the ruling coalition and opposition in Nagaland to come together on the issue of the Naga Peace Talks. In fact, Leader of Opposition T.R. Zeliang had told your channel Northeast Live that it was the NEDA convener himself who had asked him to endorse the Peace Talks resolution adopted during the recent consultative meet which was conducted by the state government. And as you can see on your screens, viewers, these are of course exclusive visuals brought to you by your channel Northeast Live of the Health Minister and NEDA convener Himanta Biswa Sarma, who had arrived at the Kohima helipad just a short while back and is currently on his way to meet with Chief Minister Nephew Rio and a Leader of Opposition T.R. Zeliang. Yes, indeed, viewers, these are of course visuals you see on your screen of the helicopter, the chopper in which NEDA convener Himanta Biswa Sarma landed at the Kohima helipad Liri just a short while back from now. And as we have been told, he is now on his way to meet with the Leader of Opposition T.R. Zeliang as well as the Chief Minister of Nagaland, Nephew Rio. And of course, earlier today, when he landed, he was greeted there by some leaders, some BJP leaders of Nagaland who were present at the location to greet the Health Minister of Assam. And they are now escorting him to meet with the Chief Minister of Nagaland for the all-important crucial meet which is scheduled for later today. And of course, viewers, another very important point to remember here is that this crucial talk that is scheduled to take place later today is expected, or there are hopes rather, that this crucial talk would be able to somehow have a breakthrough in the deadlock as far as the Naga peace process is concerned, with the latest development being that the NSCNIM has hardened its stand on the contentious issue of a separate flag and a separate constitution. Let me remind our viewers here, this visit of course comes just days after Leader of Opposition T.R. Zeliang had attended a joint press conference with Chief Minister Nephew Rio on the Naga Peace Talks. And of course, the NEDA convener Himanta Biswa Sarma has been entrusted by the centre to assist in clearing the deadlock in the peace process after, as I mentioned, the NSCNIM recently hardened its stand on the contentious demands of a separate flag and a separate constitution. Well, it is also worth mentioning here, viewers, that recently Himanta Biswa Sarma had met with various representatives of Naga stakeholder organizations.
Mr. Rio, and no just big purpose, that's a small interaction.
So would you be having any discussion with the Chief Minister on the Indo-Naga political issue?
No, whenever we meet, we keep on discussing issues.
You have been roped in by the center to bring peace in the region, sir. So
we are,
what is your approach on the Naga?
I think let us pray for the peace and tranquility.
Yes, viewers, as you just heard, the first reactions are in from the Health Minister of Assam and NEDA convener Himanta Biswa Sarma. As you just heard the man say, pray for peace and tranquility. That is the hope today going into this very crucial meet with the Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio, as well as T.R. Zeliang, the leader of opposition in the state. And of course, these are exclusive visuals from Kohima here, viewers, as Himanta Biswa Sarma makes his way escorted by BJP leaders of Nagaland to meet with Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio and T.R. Zeliang, the leader of opposition, to talk on the Naga peace process.
Senior Assam Minister and Northeast Democratic Alliance convener Himanta Biswa Sarma has been roped in by the central government to usher peace in the region. He is playing an active part in the Naga Peace Talk to resolve the long-pending Indo-Naga political issue. Today he landed in Kohima and he is expected to have a series of meetings with state leaders and Chief Minister of Nagaland, Mr. Nephew Rio. He is also expected to meet the leader of opposition, Mr. T.R. Zeliang, to discuss on the Indo-Naga political issue. His visit also comes after the NEDA convener, along with the Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio and leader of opposition T.R. Zeliang, held a joint meeting with the Union Home Minister Amit Shah on 20th of October at New Delhi. With camera person Johnson, Sarah Konyak in Kohima for Northeast Live.
And to give us even more details and to give us his take on this big development which is taking place, I am being joined now over the phone by our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. Yes, Wasbir, very crucial meet by the NEDA convener Himanta Biswa Sarma, but coming at a time when there is a lot of action surrounding the Naga Peace Talks. So your take on this whole development, Wasbir?
Absolutely, Raunak. The Himanta Biswa Sarma's visit to Kohima assumes great significance in view of the current deadlock in the Naga peace process. The deadlock because one of the key stakeholders, that is the NCNIM, has been insisting. They're saying that there will be no accord without the central government or the government of India conceding their demand for a separate flag and constitution for the Naga people. This has led to some kind of a deadlock as far as the Naga Peace Talks is concerned, with the ball being pushed to the center's court. In fact, the government of India now has to take a call how to go about it, because the NSCNIM chairman has come up with a very clear-cut statement a couple of weeks ago, saying that there can be no accord without the government conceding their demand for a separate flag and constitution for the Nagas. It is at this juncture that the union government has vested on Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma the responsibility to act as a catalyst to smoothen out the rough edges and to take the peace process to its logical end, that is the signing of an agreement. So at this point in time, Himanta Biswa Sarma has become a very critical figure in the Naga peace process. He has been entrusted with this responsibility by none other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah to basically act as a bridge between the key stakeholders and the government of India, so that all the rough edges are smoothened up and the peace process is taken to its logical conclusion. So, with this objective, Himanta Biswa Sarma has been meeting various stakeholders. Recently in Guwahati, a group of under the group of Naga civil society leaders that met him under the Global Naga Forum, under the banner of the Global Naga Forum. That meeting was very, very long meeting, more than 2 hours at his office in Guwahati, the secretariat in Guwahati. So after that meeting, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma had also visited Manipur, where he also, apart from his election campaign, he is understood to have taken the opinion of several Naga leaders and others from Manipur. And now today he is visiting Kohima, where he is going to have a detailed meeting with Chief Minister Nephew Rio and the opposition leader T.R. Geliang. Most likely, Mr. Geliang, as of now, he is, of course, in Dimapur, and we are not sure whether Mr. Geliang is driving down to Kohima for the meeting or whether Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma will be meeting Geliang on his return to Guwahati at Dimapur. So this is a very crucial meeting and a crucial visit indeed, Rona.
Absolutely. Well, Wasbir, these developments over the past few weeks have also proved another thing that, Himanta Biswa Sarma has been able to mobilize things. So your take on this, Wasbir?
Well, you see, this Naga issue is actually a political issue that requires a political solution. And therefore, a hardcore political leader like Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, who is very, very experienced, who has an ear to the ground, who can feel the pulse of the people, I think that kind of a leader is extremely important. It is a very, 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 I would say, this is a masterstroke by the central government to have him as one of the catalysts to take the peace process forward. And of course, after some of the key stakeholders like the NSNIM questioning the official interlocutor, R.N. Ravi's handling of the situation and demanding his replacement, I think things have become much more critical. And therefore, at this juncture, when the center has vested this responsibility on Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, a political leader who, of course, has a different approach to most of the things that he handles, I think things are expected to become much more easier, and he will be able to convince the center. That is what the feeling is, that he will be able to convince the center as to how to reach a middle ground and take the process to its logical end, that is signing of a Naga Peace Accord.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Wasbir, for joining me at this point in time and giving us your take on this big developing story.